Hello everyone, welcome back to Footfallcast, and today's video I'm going to be going through my Champions League predictions for the playoff second leg. So starting off with Newcastle at home to Karabag, and this is going to be a simple win for Newcastle in this game. They lead 6-1 on aggregate, and in terms of the final score, it will come down to what sort of lineup does Eddie Howe decide to put out. I think he's going to rest quite a few players, so I'm only going to go with a 3-0 win for Newcastle, but if he goes full strength, this could turn into a cricket score. This would mean that Newcastle would win 9-1 on aggregate. So then we're on to the next game, which is between Bayer Leverkusen and Olympiacos. And I felt Olympiacos need to do well in that first leg to have a chance of knocking out Leverkusen. And once again, I think this is going to be a pretty easy prediction. I'm going to go over 3-1 win for Leverkusen on the night, which means Leverkusen would win 5-1 in aggregate. Leverkusen aren't having their best season in the Bundesliga, currently in 6th place, but they should have enough to beat this Olympiacos side, especially considering they are 2-0 up on aggregate. So then we're on to the next game, which is between Bodo Glimt and Inter, and Bodo Glimt are 3-1 up going into this game. Inter are the home side though at San Siro, and it was a great result for Bodo Glimt, and I love to see them go through and go far in this Champions League. This could be one of the stories of the season, but it's going to be really difficult against this Inter Milan side. They were disappointing in the first leg, but they've been excellent in Serie A recently, have Inter, and they're definitely going to cause Bodo Glimt a lot of problems in this game. And how I look at this game is I think Bodo Glimt are probably a mid-table Serie A side, which Inter have had no problem this season, sort of dispatching by sort of 3 or 4 goals. They've been dominant against this sort of opposition despite losing last week. I think I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Inter. I think they reverse what Bodo Glimt did, which will take the game to extra time. And then I think Inter will win the game in extra time, scoring another 2 goals, meaning they will win on aggregate 6-4. This is definitely one of the better ties that you could watch for the second leg. So then we're on to the next game, which is between Bruges and Atletico Madrid, and it's currently 3-0. It's set up really well for the second leg. You would say the favourites for this game is Atletico Madrid. They just have more quality than this Bruges side. And I think we saw this in the first half of this game in the first leg. But then Atletico Madrid dropped their level and Bruges were able to come back and draw the game 3-0. I am going to go with an Atletico Madrid win in this game. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Atletico in this game. So then we're on to the next game between Galatasaray and Juventus, and this was one of the most entertaining first legs that we saw in this playoffs, with Galatasaray winning 5-2 and 2 goals late on to basically make it impossible for Juventus to come back and win. There's still a sliver of hope, but I think it's quite unlikely. I think I can see Juventus winning this leg, but I can't see them winning by 3 goals. So for this reason, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Juventus, but obviously Galatasaray would go through, winning 6-4 on aggregate. So then we're on to the next game between Dortmund and Atalanta. Atalanta are the home side for this game. Dortmund won the first leg 2-0, and they should be able to hold on in this game. Atalanta haven't been great in Serie A so far this season, and Dortmund have been good in the Bundesliga, currently in 2nd place. I think for this game, I'm going to go over a 1-1 draw between Atalanta and Dortmund. I think Atalanta might score early. They're sort of pushing for that second goal, but Dortmund will score at the end of the game on the counter to seal qualification for the round of 16. So this would end 3-1 to Dortmund on aggregate. So then we're on to the next game between PSG and Monaco. PSG are the home side for this game, and they had a bit of a scare in Monaco going 2-0 down because of 2 Balogun goals, but they do lead on aggregate going into this game, and it should be a simple win for PSG. I expect them to be better in this game. Monaco are a poor side in Ligue 1, and PSG are a way better side in Ligue 1. So it's pretty self-explanatory why I'd expect a pretty simple win for PSG. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for PSG. I think Balogun could score a goal for Monaco in this game once again. So then we're on to the final game between Benfica and Real Madrid. And Real Madrid are the home side for this league. at the Bernabeu. They are currently 1-0 up on aggregate thanks to Vinicius Jr. And obviously what happened after that with Cristiano was an absolute disgrace. And look, this should be pretty simple for Real Madrid in this game. We know Mourinho is a European specialist, but I can't see him overturning this. I think Benfica needed something to defend going into this game. If Benfica were leading 2-1, 3-1, maybe it'd give them some hope going into this game. But with Real Madrid 1-0 up, it should be a simple win for Real Madrid in this game. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Real Madrid in this game. They did just lose to Osasuna in the league, but I think they'll be fine for this one. So this means Real Madrid will win this league 4-1 on aggregate. Let me know your thoughts on these Champions League playoff predictions, and if you enjoy this video, great, subscribe to the channel as well as liking the video.